Welcome everyone. I am currently working on my miter station. And as you can see, I got some cupboards in. But today we're gonna focus on making some drawers. Let's go ahead and make it up. So let's go ahead and measure cabinet shell here. Let's see, this is 31.5 deep by 21 inches by 31.25. So now that we have those measurements, I like to map it all out. So it was 21 inches wide by 31.25. Let's see why I put 2/8 in a second. Then it was 31.5 inches deep. So still trying to figure out how many drawers I want. So I always forget a measurement somewhere. So I like to draw it out completely. So if I have an 1/8 inch gap, then a drawer, 1/8 inch gap, drawer. So this would be my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawer system. And out of that, I could have a 6.1 inch drawer. Now, if I did 6 drawers, I could have a 5 and 1 6-inch drawer. And I think that's a better size because once you get too deep, then, you know, things just start stacking on top of each other. So I'm gonna go with the 5 drawers. And so I measured out how big I wanted them. My drawer slides are 27.5 inches long. So I decided just to make this 28 inches. So it'll fit within my 31.5. By 20 inches, I counted for the 1/2 inch slides that will go on each side. So out of the 21 inches, we'll subtract a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch for each side of the slides. That'll be 20 inches. And I'm just gonna make a very basic box and bottom. So I'm gonna just make the bottom the exact same size and we'll just attach it to the bottom there. So I've made a cut list here of I'm making 6 drawers, so I need 12 of these 2 sides, and I need 12 of these 2 sides. So the actual size is going to be 28 inches, but this piece will be 28 inches minus I'm using 3/4 inch ply. So minus 3/4 inch ply is minus 3/4 inch there, and that's where the 26.5 comes from. So we need 12 of those, and then we need 6. I'm making the drawer fronts. Remember, it was going to be 5 and 1/16, and that already includes how big the gaps are going to be in between the spaces. So I need 6 of those for my 6 drawers and 6 bottoms, and that's it. And this is me just trying to figure out. There's going to be a 5/16 inch difference between this piece and then the drawer front. So I'm just trying to figure out how to space it. Next, I like to dry fit everything just to make sure it's all the correct size. Let's see here. That is, okay, that's 20 inches. That makes sense. That's that piece. And then this was going to be 28, and we're at 27 3/4. So we messed up. What did we do wrong? Let's see here. Oh, I must have set my cell wrong. It's 26 1/4. So about a 1/4 inch shorter, but I think that should be okay. It's just gonna be a 1/4 inch shorter than I thought, as long as my slides, which are 27.5, still fit in here and don't extend beyond, which they do. They fit just fine. So it won't be any bigger than the slides themselves. So, as they say, I'm just making it up. Before we move on, I kind of want to just point out that, yes, I'm using older pieces of wood. I like to recycle when possible, just cuts costs. These are actually from, my parents remodeled their kitchen, and these are old shelves and cupboards. And some of the bottoms I'm going to be using, that's actually part of an old desk. And you can see that there'll be like a slight hole, but the wall sits on it. The drawer sits on it. So it'll be ever so small. We can fill it in. So I'm gonna be fairly lazy with these, and I'm just gonna, the bottom is literally just gonna sit on the bottom, and I'll glue it down, and I don't know if I'm gonna nail it or screw it in yet. I just make this crap up as I go, so who knows. But I know that's not the strongest way to build a drawer, but I'm not gonna have, 100-pound weights in here, so it should be fine, doesn't matter. Along with my other mistake, however, is I cut the bottom piece the correct length, so now there's a 1/4 inch sticking out. Now I could go back and recut them all, or I could just not care, because that's gonna be the back of the drawer. So I think I'm gonna stick with not caring. So there we go. We got one drawer glued up. You can see the awesome workmanship. Definitely not drops of glue. I'm gonna try an experiment. I'm gonna let them dry and see if I can scrape them off easier as a big clump versus me smearing it all around right now. Also was able to get some glue on my sweet pants here that definitely are not work pants. My wife will someday murder me for getting crap all over every piece of clothing I own. But until then, I live on. 5 more drawers to go. You can see we misshot a nail, so we'll come in here and just Bruce Jenner them. Dangerous nub. I'll have to cock it. Bruce Jenner, cock it. So I decided to go ahead and glue it up, and then I put in nails. I'm just gonna put a few screws in. Why? Because I want to. And I'm in charge here, so deal with it. There we go. I got all 6 drawers ready and made. Frankenstein together with lots of different pieces. As you can see, I have some of the best workmanship you've ever seen. Totally not a massive gap there. Beautiful. Oh, and there's my piece that has just a slight hole in it. I'll have to shove something in that hole. Yeah.